What it means to be an American. Day 3. Why millions still dream of becoming Americans. Welcome back to another episode of Spin Cycle America, where we talk about what is going on in the world around us. I'm your host, Todd. We're going to go ahead and continue our conversation on what it means to be an American. So let's get started. Again, welcome back to Spin Cycle America. Today I want to ask a simple question, and it doesn't get asked very often. If America is such a terrible place, why do millions of people around the world still dream of becoming an American? It's a simple question. People all over the world are trying to get in here. Think about that question for a minute. People trying to get in. They're sneaking through the back door. They're hiding in trucks. They're hiding in cargo trucks, cargo vans. They're sneaking in on airplanes. They're trying to come in. They're not using the front door, but they're still trying to get in. They're coming in the illegal way and not the legal way. Why do they fight to come here if it's such a bad place to be? You have some of our politicians who are not born here that criticize America and say it's a bad place. Why are they still here? Why do they fight to stay here? Now, don't get me wrong. Many of those who try to come here or get in here do cause problems, and they should be kicked out or not allowed to come in. But every year, people leave behind their homes, careers, families, and everything they've ever known for a challenge to build a better life in the United States. I know people like that. I have friends that are like that have left, but they've come the right way, the legal way, the correct way. Some wait years to immigrate legally to the United States. Some study our history, our Constitution, our system of government, so they can become citizens. So they can take that test and become a U.S. citizen. Many stand proudly during naturalization ceremonies with tears in their eyes as they take the oath of allegiance. That oath of allegiance to them means something. Many Americans today could probably take that oath and wouldn't shed a tear. They could care less about it. But those that are trying to get into the United States are shedding tears. Why? Because America still represents something unique. It represents opportunity. It represents liberty. It represents the idea that your future is not determined by where you were born or how much money you or your parents had, by the color of your skin, but by who you are. America is not perfect, by far. We've made mistakes throughout our history. We've faced division, hardships, and injustice, and we'll continue to do that. We'll fight amongst ourselves, but in the end, we always seem to come together. You've heard of that old song by Charlie Daniels. Go ahead, lay your hand on a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and you'll see we understand. Basically, what that's saying, go ahead, lay your hand on somebody in the United States, and we're coming after you. Don't touch a U.S. citizen. They're like gold to us. So don't mess with us, because we're going to come after you. But one of America's greatest strengths is that we have the freedom to confront our problems, debate solutions, and work to improve our country. We try to do this every day, but still, we have a long way to go because we're still fighting it. We're still fighting this nonsense, this nonsense of fighting a war amongst ourselves. Some would say we are still a baby country, still in our infancy. Being only 250 years old, we're still a young country. Yet, we are one of the most powerful countries in the world, one of the strongest. That process isn't always easy, and it isn't always quick, but it is one of the defining features of a free society. I have tremendous respect for people who choose to come here legally, learn our history, obey our laws, and work hard to build a better life. They remind us that citizenship is something to value. One thing I hope we never lose is gratitude. Gratitude for the men and women who have worn the uniform. Gratitude for the police officers, the firefighters, the EMTs, the teachers, the nurses, the truck drivers, the farmers, and counselors, and countless others who kept this country running every day. Gratitude for the freedom many people around the world still long for. Sometimes when you've had something your entire life, it's easy to take for granted. We have millions of people in this United States that take that for granted. They don't understand what they have. Many of them sit there and say, "Oh, I want to leave this country because of our president or because of what they see or what they don't like." Go ahead, leave. You don't realize what's out there in those other countries. And still, there are many Americans, again, who take this for granted. Being an American doesn't mean pretending our country is flawless. We have problems. We'll still have problems, and we'll continue to have problems. It means recognizing that we've inherited protecting the freedom we enjoy and doing our part to make Americans stronger for the next generation. That's our job. This older generation right now is destroying this country. Because this generation is counting on us. This next generation is counting on us. Counting on us to give something that isn't screwing up. Right now, this generation currently that's in our government is screwing up. They're destroying this United States. At the rate we are going, however, this current only generation is destroying the United States. And no, I'm not talking about climate change. I'm talking about the people in our government on both sides of the aisle. So don't get me wrong, I'm Republican, but I'm talking toward the Republicans as well as the Democrats. You're both screwing it up. As someone who's served in this nation and has spent decades coaching young people, I believe one of the greatest lessons we can teach is appreciation, not blind loyalty, not blind criticism, but appreciation. Appreciation for the sacrifices that came before us and the responsibility we have to carry those blessings forward. And here's today's question, one of questions. I've got several. If someone asked you why America is worth loving, what would you ask them? What would you tell them? What would your answer be? Many of you, I'm sure, don't even have the answer to that question. Leave your answer in the comments below. Let's be respectful with your conversation. If you believe in honest discussion about our country, please like this video, subscribe to Spin Cycle America, and share it with someone who believes America is still worth fighting for, not against. Till next time, God bless you and your family, and God bless the United States of America. So here's a couple of quotes and a few other things I want to add along the way. So one of the quotes is, and you've heard this quote many times before, but do not ask what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. You know who that's by. That's by John F. Kennedy. So here's a Bible verse. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people whom he has chosen as his heritage. Psalms 33 paragraph 33 verse 12. Question of the day. Here's another question for you. Why do you think millions of people still choose to become American citizens despite the challenges they may face? So I have a challenge for everybody that's out there. Take 5 minutes this week to learn something or learn about someone who became a US citizen through the naturalization process. Listen to their story and consider what American meant to them. How many of you actually know somebody that became a US citizen? Take 5 minutes and learn about someone. Coach's challenge. And I'm going to have this going forward from now on, a coach's challenge. Before we end today's episode, here's your challenge, your coach's challenge. This challenge isn't political. This isn't Republican or Democrat. This is about becoming a better American. This week's challenge is take 15 minutes this week and do one of the following. Read the preamble of the Constitution and think about what it means to you. Think about or thank a veteran, a police officer, a firefighter, an EMT, a teacher, or someone who serves their community. Fly the American flag correctly at your home, if you have one. Teach a young person one fact about American history they may not know. Read the Declaration of Independence or the Bill of Rights instead of relying on someone else's interpretation. Please do that. That is very important. And then come back next episode and tell me what you've learned. Because loving America isn't something we say, it's something we do. So in closing, remember, championships aren't won on game day. They're won in the preparation beforehand. The same is true for our country. America becomes stronger when ordinary citizens choose to do extraordinary things every single day. Remember, freedom isn't inherited. It must be appreciated, protected, and passed on. I'm Coach Lowry. This is Spin Cycle America, and I'll see you next time. You all have an outstanding day.